Hey guys, welcome back. There is a new drop with Louis Vuitton, and oh my god, this is exciting. This is a relaunch of the original Murakami multicolor collection. Get your hands on it now because we're never gonna have it. Wait a minute, didn't we already go through this? Now, wait, is this right? Did Louis Vuitton lie to their customers and say this multicolor Murakami relaunch that occurred in March of 2025 was a one-time only drop, but now they're bringing it back for January 2026? Are we excited or are we perplexed? Wait a minute. I mean, I'm pretty sure they told the customer that this was a one-time drop of the multicolor. Then we're gonna do the cherry blossoms and the cherries. But just kidding. Guess who's back? Like Slim Shady. So what happens when you as the consumer buy into something because you think it's exclusive, only one time, and you're never gonna get your hands on it again, only for that manufacturer, that brand to say, oh, just kidding. Guess what? We're back. So hi friends, I'm a former client advisor for Vuitton and I know all of their tactics. So Murakami Multicolor is back, yes, again, and it will be dropping in January of 2026. Now this line was supposed to be exclusive, limited, a capsule to play on the nostalgia of those collectors that had that bag back in the early 2000s, or perhaps old enough or rich enough now to buy the bag now where they couldn't afford it before. Or maybe they have a daughter in the age range because they use Zendaya as the spokesperson now. Now, maybe they have a daughter and they want to share the experience of Louis Vuitton Murakami Multicolor together. So this was a moment that they said, we're only releasing this once. Okay, so do we know by now about manufactured exclusivity, and they play on the consumer's emotions and your FOMO about get it now. So yes, this collection sold out even before it was launched because it was only available to the very important clients. Only certain people were offered the bag and there was a huge commotion. Some people couldn't get the bag at all, but if you lived in a city where the collection wasn't popular, you might have been able to walk into the store to get it. But these are all of the tactics that they use. It's so scarce that you possibly might not get the bag at all. So we need everyone to jump on it now, okay? And then be upset if you don't get it. Now, if you're upset you don't get it, we're not gonna tell you. It's gonna come back out again in January. What is the scarcity? Is there only one person making the bag? No. Is there only one run of the material available for this? No. They just know how to play on FOMO, and this, no secret, is a marketing tactic across the board, not just luxury. So obviously this was not a one-time revival. And of course, in the reseller market, we saw those bags just go straight from the boutique straight onto fashion file. So people can now overpay for it even more. And this tactic does work. When I worked at Vuitton, of course we use scarcity tactics to get the consumer to buy now. Like, this is the only one bag in the store. This is the only one bag in California. This might not be here when you get back, and sometimes it wasn't. So that urgency and that scarcity creates the environment of like, I've got to buy now. But now this Murakami Multicolor limited edition, it's not exclusivity, it's strategy. So yes, maybe those few VVICs got their bags in the first place, which signifies to all the clientele, you can only get this bag if you spend this amount of money. And now we saw you all clamoring for it, that we're gonna do it again and watch you guys fall all over yourselves for this bag. Now, honestly, I'm here to give you my opinion, not just on the strategy, but when I look at this collection, I feel like it should be a little different than the original. Well, actually, two things. It should be exactly like the original from 2005, or it should be a little different from the launch they had in January. But I look at it and it's very cartoonish, childlike, very simple. It doesn't carry the same nostalgia. In fact, it looks quite manufactured. It looks quite mass market, and it doesn't feel elevated. It doesn't feel rare, exciting. It doesn't feel luxury. But before we jump right into that, in the spirit of consumerism, I've got to take a moment to thank my sponsor, Amiro, and their new HydraGlow Booster Serum. Now, I purposely did not wear any makeup on my skin today, just my eyes and lips, so I can show you the results of this fabulous product no lie. Okay, I am also a skincare junkie and I used to overdo it on skincare. So if it wasn't bags, it was skincare. If it wasn't skincare, it was makeup. I've gone through the whole cycles of everything. But lately I find less is more when it comes to your skin. And I agreed to this particular sponsorship from Amiro because I tried their LED mask earlier in the year and it does amazing wonders. My skin is glowing and even. So the thing you might have heard in skincare is Pdrn. It is salmon DNA. And you apply it, there's little capsules that you apply with this device that is actually a microcurrent, which delivers small electrical pulses into your skin, giving it a workout. So it's like your skin is lifting weights. So I can tell you, I just used it last night and this is the result. And this is the result I want. I want the no makeup look for real, like without having to use foundation, just sunblock. And this has delivered. I have a full video on the tutorial, which will be linked down below in the video, and also the coupon code, because this comes out to less than $100. Yeah, there was something I used to say when I worked for Vuitton. If you put all your money into your handbag and you don't leave room for skincare, your skin is going to look like an old handbag. So like this is luxury currency compared to having that money in a handbag. So let's take a look-see because it is not yet on the Louis Vuitton website. I don't believe it is, but go to MattD74 on Instagram. He has all the deets, always gets the first dibs of photos. Unfortunately, Foxy got her Instagram account taken away, so now we rely on Matt. Thank you. So he has the previews, and on first glance, there's nothing different, special. Like, it was exciting when they were announcing the relaunch of this collection. So that was exciting, and you look at it and go, oh, cute. And then I look at this one and think, well, if they're going to relaunch it again, let me pick on someone. I'm going to pick on you, bucket hat, because this bucket hat looks like it was printed in the back alley of Canal Street or someone's garage, and I'm sure someone is working on that right now. It looks like a screen print on a bucket hat. So there's nothing special, wow, design, hello. Whereas when the original Marc Jacobs collection launched in, was it 2005? I'm having a brain fart. There were special things to the bag. Like, let's look at the Nano Noe. Oh, it's cute. It's another multicolor monogram print on white canvas. But where are the studs? Where are the extra design elements that back then made the bag super special? And now they're just playing you like, here, we're gonna give you the monogram logo in different colors in a cute little Nano Noe and make it as cheap as possible, but sell it for over $2,000. I am not wowed by this because we've already seen it. Now this is our third time seeing it. So if you're gonna do a third launch, like a third as in 2005, 2025, and then 2026, y'all said you were done at 2025 and this is the only time you're going to get your hands on the multicolor. And then you're like, just kidding. Well, at least put a little extra mayonnaise on the sandwich if like you're going to offer it again. Now, okay, this I was so confused. You guys, I actually thought this was a Neverfull until I read that it was Neverwoof. Because I honestly was like, why is there like a corner cut out of the Neverfull? They're really running out of ideas now that we're just going to change the pattern by cutting a little corner. And then I realized that little Bam Bam's head is going to pop out of that piece. Okay, so now the Neverfull is now a dog bag. You could just use your Neverfull for a dog bag, but then what are you going to use as your purse? Because now if you carry Nano Noe as your purse, then it's too much logo. You're doubling up. It's too much matchy-matchy. Anyways, but same sentiment here. Like, there is nothing screaming luxury special about this, because if it's going to be a special drop, I want to see more pattern. I want to see more design, more studs. Maybe the dog carrier needs a strip of leather at the bottom with some pyramid studs, and maybe it needs like the extra leather underlay detail that the older bags used to have. It's just a Neverfull with a head cut out for the dog. Honestly, I'm disappointed. Like, I look at these and it's nothing like jumping out like, oh my God, you did something different. Now, okay, what is this? I did comment on this. Like, who is this for? I am not sure. I'm not sure what collection that's part of. Okay, off on a tangent. Now, also notice this must be the original, as I believe this is the original Louis Vuitton monogram print, which was created by Louis Vuitton's son, George, as a tribute to his father. So his father in his logos, only used the V and the checkerboard. So this one was created, the monogram, the fleur, as a tribute to Louis Vuitton. So he's got his initials, and that is the logo, the pattern that we as consumers like most recognize as Vuitton. And that is the print that we want other people to recognize when we are carrying it. So it's kind of a softer, like almost watercolored stamped version of the current logo, which I do like. I do like that they put a new twist. The current one is sharper than this. So this is like, you know, kind of your softer old world version, still very recognizable as Vuitton. And I believe to fit in just the Murakami is that they made it pink. They made it pink for y'all to keep it like cutesy and in the family. The Speedy is cute. It's cute. I can't deny that. So I do like what they did there. And it looks like they did add a luggage tag that has like a signature on it, which would, I guess, be the added value, which would be the 930. So your bag is 2,000 and then your luggage tag would be 930 to justify that we're going to charge you a little bit more. If you have watched my videos, you will know I'm not a fan of the 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. It's never been my favorite bag. If it's your favorite bag, that's totally fine. This, I looked at it and initially thought, well, that's nice. But then I looked at it and thought, that's not special. Still, it's not Murakami in the way I would expect it to be. They just kind of, it looks like they put little pins on the bag. I'm not sure what it's trying to be, because now it doesn't look like the artsy streetwear of Murakami. It just looks like this. $8,000. Part of the excitement of this collection was that it was different and new and exciting and bright and loud. And now this is muted and tiny. Murakami, did you sell out? What is this? Which art student intern brought in this? And if you like it, I'm sorry. This one's worse, because now this is like muted pastel. Like it might work on its own in a different collection. Like if there were no colors in there and like say the studs were just white and gold, made to be very sophisticated and not, here's a bunch of colors that I personally don't think go together. You know, same with this. If you just stick with studs that were white, gold, and black and not put all that stuff, pastel colors in there. Okay, yeah, enough time spent on you going through the rest. I honestly don't know if there was anything I liked. Because like I said, when you're seeing it again, I just expect something different. Yeah, and here we go. It's just like, here we go again. Here we go again with these things, overpriced things that look like they can be printed in the back alley of Chinatown or Canal Street. Now, you know, this bag's cute. It just doesn't look exquisite, does not look luxury. I've noticed too, they'll put the studs just on the luggage tag. But like I said, what happened to the underlays of leather that used to be run around here, or put some kind of base on it? Just those details that make it a design element. This is just a canvas bag with some studs on the tag, and you put some ink into some multicolored ink into the roller. So I don't know, you guys let me know, does this like jump out at you like, oh, it's so special, we haven't seen this before? But yes, we have. Yes, we have. And is this the usual Speedy? The Speedy that like the first time sold out and went on the resale sites right away? I do like the original Speedy that had like a buckle right in the middle. They really should bring that back. I'm gonna pull up the original Speedy. The extra detail in the middle, the extra detail in the corners, the extra pieces of leather, the extra studs. These are the things, I guess it's not leather, it's little metal corners, but these are the things that, and even an S-lock, at the time make the bag like stand out, even though it's kind of gaudy. I'm wondering, is that a design element where it is indented, but it's not on this side? You see how it can look like it has a little shape here? So I'm curious of what that actually is. Oh yeah, because it's the Speedy Soft. Okay, so it doesn't have the same shape as your regular Speedy, but still, I want to see some studs. I want to see interesting things. Christy sent me this and we did our own show about what we thought of this collection. And I saw this and I immediately thought, well, it looks so Sanrio. Like when it's all laid out like this, it's very kid-like. And not childlike whimsical, but like, am I going to the kid store to buy my kid a bag that's gonna be vinyl? I don't know. I'm sure someone's excited about these. I was excited about the one that relaunched, just to look, like, let's see what they got going on. There's not much going on that's different than what we have already seen. So now what happens to the people who spent at the beginning of the year because the brand told you it was limited? Do you feel a little bamboozled or misled or relieved that, okay, I already got my bag? Or do you feel tricked? Because now the market is going to be saturated with even more of these white multicolor bags where you thought you were getting a very special piece only to see it out there again. So does that affect the resale value of the bag that you already bought because you were promised that no one else would have this? Well, yes, it does. Would you have paid a premium? I mean, you were tricked to pay a premium because this is the only time you're gonna get it. And now they have it again. And yeah, the price is still the same or comparable, but I mean, do you feel kind of bamboozled, like this is not as special as I was promised that it was? Because before Vuitton, it looks like a money grab, like a short-term sale to play on the minds. I mean, they could say, oh yeah, we saw the demand was so high that we decided to release it again. But I somehow think they knew. They already had this in the works. Let's just tell them you have to get it now or never, and then we'll just release it again. Now, it's no secret, these luxury houses, because they are corporate conglomerates, they know they have to reach their revenue goals to please their shareholders. They know the customer of Vuitton now is much younger than the customer was when this collection originally launched. They know that their consumer base gets younger and younger, and that is the market they can play on FOMO, scarcity, fit in, get this handbag and fit in, because that younger consumer is no longer thinking for long-term future, retirement, savings. They want it now, they want to feel satisfied now, they want to look good now, and they are willing to sacrifice all of that to get that Louis Vuitton piece. But I think one good takeaway we can get from this entire exercise, Louis Vuitton, what do we do with this information, is that how about we just not panic buy? Every time there's a rumor of a price increase, every time there's a limited drop, every time there is a new collection, it just ends up to be just another bag that is special, but then they have another special coming out in 3 months from now. So it doesn't help you to make smart long-term decisions of what is actually going to stay and belong, or actually belong and stay in your closet for the long run. We are just feeding into that fast fashion wheel to give Louis Vuitton what they want. And seemingly in return, you're getting what you want, but are you really? Now, don't be alarmed. We have all fallen into FOMO. I used to buy every single drop that came out of every designer that was a guest designer at Target or Gap, and every Lily Pulitzer and Isaac Mizrahi that I felt like, oh, I had to get because they're never gonna have it again. But it all just ends up to be fancy things, which I usually outgrew, and then it was just replaced with something else. So none of these brands actually stand for longevity anymore. Yes, even the luxury brands, where a brand like Louis Vuitton and Chanel used to stand for longevity, pass this bag on. But after looking at these designs, I would just wait for something better, but I don't feel like that something better is going to come. So if you do want the Murakami collection, I'm gonna just keep pushing. Go to Fashion File, go to a consignment shop, and find something from someone's closet that they didn't use from the original collection. So with that said, we've seen in recent times, like the craziness over the Starbucks barista cup. So it's not just luxury. It goes from high end down to low end and low end up to high end and everything in between. Labubus, Pokemon cards. Manufacturing scarcity is big business for these brands. So are you going to be a pawn in the game, or are you going to take control of your own FOMO, settle down, quiet it down, and have a chance to think like the way we used to shop if we wanted something really nice? Think about it before spending the money or putting it on your credit card. So I hope you enjoyed my show today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And since I mentioned the resale market, or if you have bags to resell, whether you bought it 20 years ago or recently, join my free newsletter. The link is below, and I will send you my free PDF guide on how to resell your bag. Let me know in the comments if you plan to buy from this collection. I want to know. Let me know in the comments if you plan to buy from this collection, or what do you think? Like, really, do you feel bamboozled or excited? Thanks so much for joining, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.